This stream for sure. It's gotta be this stream. If not this stream, then when? When else would we get the shiny? It's happening today, I believe. If ever there was a day for this to happen, it's today. And last time we left off, we were at 4,100 resets. So we're basically halfway there. Anyways, let's put on some music. I think today we're going to listen to the soundtrack Pokemon Black 2 and White 2. It's just so good. And we listened to some songs from it in the last stream, just selectively. So it kind of made me want to listen to the soundtrack in its entirety today. I think the soundtrack is like almost 3 hours long, so that should cover the entire stream. We'll see. Let's get the music going, and let's get hunting. I'm so hyped, boys. Hey, what's up, Exac? How you doing? It's wonderful to see you today, my brother, let me tell you. Absolutely wonderful to see you today. Sam, we're finding more shiny Charmanders, believe that. Those are the good vibes I need in the chat, Sam. It's the confidence I need, Sam. Pretty good, bought another gun out of my collection. Nice, nice. My collection's kind of stagnated, I'll be honest. It's been around 4 for a while. Why is this Game Boy always behind? Makes me so mad. It's always this one right here. It's just behind. Alright, no shinies. First roll of the day, first reset of the day, and no shinies. Unlucky. I love the soundtrack from Black and White 2. It's just so good. I mean, how could you hate it? Pressing the wrong button. That's awkward. Only got the 8th moment, but I did just turn 21, so I have an excuse. That's fair. Yeah. Zach shot all of the shiny Charmanders. That's why you can't find any. Shiny Charmanders are just extinct. There are no remaining breeding pairs. Why is this... Okay, clearly I'm having a stroke, because this Game Boy is just never working. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's the way I'm pressing these buttons. Something's wrong, brother. Something's gotta be wrong. We're 2 resets in. And this has already caused me a heartache and a headache. Why does it sound like... It sounds muted almost, but maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. The music sounded off. It sounds like it's just slightly tuned differently. I'm scrolling through the comments to see if anyone else says that. Maybe I'm just... I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe my memory's fading of how this music sounded. None of the comments say anything about it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. My bad. Nah, you're good, bro. Also, can I just say, I get so confused by the YouTube Shorts chat. Like, my Twitch chat, I understand. You know? It makes sense. My YouTube chat makes sense. I never have any doubts about what's going on in there. But my YouTube Shorts chat is constantly and insanely chaotic. Like, while we were in the stream starting soon screen, someone wrote, "Bring it." Someone else wrote, what happened? And not happened, like, happing. What happened? And someone else wrote, "Come on," which I maybe just should assume is them getting upset at the fact that I had a stream starting soon screen. They were just a little impatient. But you know, I don't apologize. I actually really like my stream starting soon screen. I like my stream starting soon music. And it also gives me a little bit of time to set everything up. Like this. But like, man, I really don't know. I don't know if they're like bots. I swear, sometimes it feels like there is an AI bot in my YouTube Shorts chat every stream. Because no real human is gonna write, oh, what happened? I don't know what that means. Respectfully, dog. I have no clue what you're saying. You don't watch YouTube Shorts if you have a large attention span? I guess you're right. It's just almost concerning, though. Alright. You know what would suck? If we get a shiny Charmander, and it has, like, the worst nature ever. Not that I think it matters that much. I don't play Pokemon like that competitively. But like if we get a nature that lowers its attack stat, for example, that sucks. Also, it's wonderful to see you today, my dearest brother, Sonic. My favorite person ever with the name Sonic. And that includes hedgehogs. I realize I said person. Probably should have widened my knowledge. Then you mint it? What does that mean? I'm so confused. This is what I'm talking about, bro. I don't know what's going on half the time. Alright, I think we should start shuffling the playlist. Because it was cool at first that it's playing all the music in the game in order. But I would like a little bit of variety. So we're going to shuffle this playlist after this song. Alright, sadly, no shinies on that reset. There are mints that change the game. I don't think that exists. So, okay, that makes so much more sense. I thought you were talking about mints in real life, which is why I was so confused. But no, that makes more sense. But I'm pretty sure those mints are like a new thing, right? I don't think those existed back in these games. That's why I didn't even think about it. I should have known what you were saying, but I didn't think about it because I don't think that exists in this game. I could be wrong. Oh wait, I just realized you're on the older games. That's okay. Don't worry. You had me second guess myself, so not your fault, not your fault. So happy to be here for when you catch the shiny Charmander. I know, it's happening right now. Oh, you know what I just realized, though? Because we shuffled the playlist, we're already getting duplicates. We only listened to 5 songs out of 125, and it's already playing a duplicate. But I like this song, so I'm not skipping it. This is like the only song I'd be okay with a duplicate. That's crazy. I realized I was pressing the wrong button. That's so awkward. No, that's actually crazy that this playlist has 125 songs. We listened to 5 in order before turning on shuffle. And we already got a duplicate. My brain is fried with the new games. Bulbasaur hunting and ZA. Ooh. That sounds fun, actually. I love my boy Bulbasaur. Oh my god. Listen, if today's stream I seem a little off, or maybe my commentary is just lacking, I'm blaming it on the fact that I worked a 10-hour shift today, alright? I don't normally come home from work and stream. I made an exception today, though, because I'm just so addicted to shiny hunting. And also my wife isn't home today, so I could kind of get away with it. It's the perfect excuse. My wife is working late, so what else am I going to do when I'm home alone, other than shiny hunt? I got nothing else going on in my life. 128. Addicted to the grind. Yeah, totally. I'm addicted to going to work and getting that paper, spending time with my wife, and shiny hunting. Those are the only 3 things I need in life. TBH Caleb did not expect you to own any guns. I used to hunt back in the day. I don't do it much anymore because I don't have the time. And I also had really bad luck when I went hunting. I think I hunted pretty avidly, pretty frequently, for like 5 years. And never got anything. I only saw a deer twice. One time, it was a doe that was walking with its fawn. And I thought to myself, like, I'm not gonna shoot a doe in front of its baby. Like, I'm not gonna traumatize this fawn for the rest of its probably short life. But still, I just didn't have the heart in me to, kill a mom in front of its child. Call me crazy. And then the second time I ever saw a deer was like when someone else shot one. So like, I never saw deer in the woods. I just had really bad luck. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't like my scent. They didn't like my alpha scent. I have that alpha musk that people talk about. I got that Sigma scent. Why the fuck is this Game Boy not working? Sorry, that was a lot of anger. But I'm just so annoyed. I see all these videos online talking about, like, if you want to be an alpha, you gotta have that very particular alpha scent, the pheromones that will attract females. So in order to kind of build those up, I just stopped showering for 2 months. Now I'm a true alpha. Sorry. that's on mine. That's on me. That's my bad. My grandma saw a 6-pointer the other day. I guess she has a better spot than you. Probably. Where are you reading these things? On YouTube Shorts. That's the only media I consume. Are YouTube Shorts and Facebook Reels. Alright? I saw a video on Facebook Reels the other day of a building being blown up, and from the rubble, from the ashes, emerged an old lady and her dog. And if you try to tell me that was AI, I'll probably call you a slur. I'm joking. I'm joking. That was just me cosplaying being a boomer on fucking Facebook. That's pretty much every boomer on Facebook. Oh my god. If you had to boil a boomer on Facebook down to 2 traits, if you had to really just kind of explain a boomer in 2 terms, it would be AI and slurs. And it makes me so almost disappointed in the world. She did kill it. Well, we think her van is total now. Oh my god. Not where I was expecting that story to go. That's so funny. No, yeah, so I opened Facebook for the first time in a long time recently. And I've been trying to, like, get back into Facebook just to, like, support family members and, like, show that I still care about them. Because a lot of my family members only post on Facebook. It's the only online activity that they have. And therefore, I sometimes feel like if I'm not on Facebook, interacting with their posts or liking their pictures, then I'm being, like, an unsupportive family member. So I'll go on Facebook occasionally, and I've been trying to go on Facebook more often. But it's such a hellhole of, like I said earlier, literally AI and slurs that it just makes me angry. Like, one family member I have, And I'm not going to say any names. I'm not even going to tell you how they're related to me. They could be my grandma, or they could be my little baby cousin. I'm not saying, because also I'm scared that my family member would see this stream and get mad at me for calling them out. But one of my family members literally posts AI slop like on the daily. And I don't even think they know it's AI half the time. Like, it's insane. And also, like, if you really think about it, because AI has such a harmful effect on the environment, like, I don't know the exact numbers, so I'm just gonna exaggerate. I'm just gonna lie, if you all don't mind. I don't know the exact numbers, but I do know that, like, if you search something in an AI engine, it takes way more power, way more resources, and therefore way more energy to generate that response than it would be just Googling something. And I am well aware of the fact that to call AI out for its ungodly use of energy and resources would be hypocritical as someone who uses the internet or live streams online. Like, I'm also using up a lot of energy and therefore killing the planet a little bit faster. But you know what kills the planet real fucking fast? AI. And like I said, I don't know the comparison. I don't know the exact ratio, so I'm just gonna lie. But I do know that it's got to be at least like 150 times as harmful to the environment as a regular just search online. I think that's fair. I know I'm lying right now. I don't know the exact number, but I think it's fair to say that. I don't think I'm off by much. Anyways, now that I'm done lying, let me get back to my main point, which is that, like, AI is killing the world a lot faster than me just Googling femboy hooters, you know? An AI-generated video is harming the planet more than me looking up catboy and thigh highs. So, it annoys me that not only did the boomer generation literally do things and support political decisions and societal decisions that killed the planet. Like, if any generation has done the most damage to the planet, it's the boomer generation. So not only were they already killing the planet pretty quickly, but they wanted to kind of amp that up, speed up that process, and start killing the planet a little bit faster by getting absolutely addicted to AI. It's so fitting. It's also very fitting for their deteriorated brains that they would think AI is the greatest thing ever. Their 80-year-old brains are already kind of turning to mush up there, so why not add a little bit of AI slop? It's just putting gruel on top of gruel, you know? Like, a pig in a trough doesn't know whether you're feeding it slop, gruel, or grime. And an 80-year-old on Facebook doesn't know if the video's AI, fake, or the return of Jesus. And coincidentally, he looks kind of like Donald Trump. Like, it's insane. And that's not a political statement either. I just think it's crazy how they'll believe anything. Like, I don't know if you all saw the video that was going really viral on TikTok, but it was of Jesus returning. And it was AI generated, and it was obviously fake. And this daughter was showing her grandmother. This girl, sorry, I don't know why I said daughter. That made it sound like the grandmother had given birth to her. No, this girl was showing her grandmother this clearly AI generated video of Jesus returning to Earth, and the grandmother just breaks down in tears. She thinks it's real. And, like, in some ways, I want to be considerate and show pity on the fact that they're probably just suffering from immense dementia. But then when you get these boomers that post AI videos where it's like, a dog saving a child from a raging river rapid. That's just insane. Like, I lose my compassion when people are actively participating in it and celebrating it without any second thought. And you know, maybe that's unfair for me to say. Maybe when I'm fucking 80 years old, there'll probably be some crazy new technology that tricks me into believing that Jesus has returned. But I don't plan on allowing that to happen. Because I'll very likely will have either passed away on my own accord or passed away because I ate too many fucking McDoubles. Like, I don't plan on making it to 80. I don't really know where I'm going with this rant. I just hate it. I hate going on Facebook. Like, it's so depressing. When I scroll through my feed and all I see is 90% AI slop, I want to fucking end it all. Because, like, I know a lot of people don't have much of a deep thought behind why they hate AI or why they like AI. It's just surface level. They're either for it or against it. But, like, for me, it's so very gross. And the reason I have such a visceral reaction is because I feel like a lot of things that are being AI generated nowadays are like songs or videos or artwork that previously were mediums that showed the true grasp of human expression. Like video creation or painting was something that was a perfect, exemplary medium of just how beautiful art can be and just how beautiful the human mind can be. And those mediums are being overrun and just completely tainted by AI. And people are gobbling it up, which just shows how little some people actually care about art, about human expression, about, like, creativity. It just pisses me off, especially someone who considers themselves very creative. Like, I live stream on Twitch and YouTube. I make videos. I've published short stories before. Like, I consider myself a writer, a video creator, and, like, I've even dabbled in graphic design before, and art. And it just fills me with such disappointment, and it kills a lot of my motivation for the future of, you know, those artistic passions. When people don't really care about the actual human behind it, as long as AI can make a really funny video of, like, some dumbass fucking dog doing something silly, or Donald Trump and Putin hugging and starting to slowly kiss. Or Jesus returning to Earth. Like, that shit to me is so insane, and it's so depressing. I drank out of lead pipes all the time and turned out just fine. Meanwhile, that generation turned out so fucking far from fine. It's like the same. Okay, this is going a little off the rails now. I apologize, but I mean, what did you expect? First off, even when I'm at a normal, stable mindset, when I have a good amount of sleep, and I have all of my fucking wires in one place, like, even when I'm a normal version of myself, I can very rarely stay on topic. You throw in the fact that I had to work a 10-hour shift today, no chance in hell this stream is going to have any through line. Any fucking single narrative.
There's a time when you get a good amount of sleep?
Yeah, like tomorrow. So, today was my last day of work, and then I have 4 days off. So, after working today and having off tomorrow, my plan is to sleep for 16 hours tonight. to make up for all the sleep I missed the last couple days. But yeah, like, I never have a fucking single cognitive narrative. My streams are fucking anthologies. It's like 17 different stories being told throughout the course of 2 hours. But, to get back to what I was saying, the AI shit makes me so mad. Sorry. Fuck. What the fuck is this song? What is this song, bro? Oh, yeah, sorry. I remember what I was gonna say. I got distracted by this song. Like, the same mentality of, like, I drank out of lead pipes and I turned out just fine is the same mentality some, like, older Gen X boomer parents have when they'll post online, like, I got beat and I was fine. Or my parents treated me like shit and it made me stronger. Those same parents are the ones whose children have completely cut them off. The ones who have 2 out of 3 kids no contact, and the third one's just barely holding on to stay in the will. Like, I see that mentality all the fucking time online from the older generations where it's like, we just turned out fine. You guys are weak. Bitch, your kids don't fucking talk to you. What do you mean you turned out fine? When's the last time you got a call from your daughter? She had 2 kids, and you weren't able to see either of them. You don't even know they exist, probably. Like, shut the fuck up. Sorry, I'm in an angry mood tonight. Maybe working 10 hours and then streaming wasn't a good idea. Anyways, I'm so fucking behind on the chat just so I can rant for a little bit. I apologize. I'll stop ranting and we'll catch up on the chat here. You messaged your boss to see if he knew a good outdoor range? I mean, I know there's a lot of, like, public ranges you could probably go to if you're trying to target shoot. You just gotta do a little bit of research on when they're open and whether or not you gotta pay for them. You have to pay for most shooting ranges, actually, now that I think about it. They're restarting 3 Mile Island just to power AI. I heard about that. That might be my 13th reason, bro. Especially because I live close. And I don't need a fucking another nuclear meltdown for the sake of generating AI slop. How dare you lie on the internet? But it's my favorite thing. My hobbies are my wife, Pokemon, and lying on the internet. Quiet, honey. Mobby cyberbullying. Glad to hear your grandmother's actually okay, Zach. I wasn't sure if you were joking or not. Jesus Christ. Can't fucking speak. It's also getting really confusing because now there's 2 Zachs in the chat. You're just gonna have to guess which one I'm talking to. Or maybe, like, I'll call Egg Zach Zach, and I'll call Melon Wizard Zach. Just so you can kind of understand who I'm talking to, you know? Just so there's a proper distinction. My dad was scrolling AI videos on TikTok yesterday while complaining that the government is too woke for making him remove lead pipes from his beach house. I don't know if that's a joke or not, but it's fucking funny either way. I had to work a 12-hour shift at the sleep factory this morning. That's gonna be me tonight, brother. I went from clocking into work to clocking in my bed. That sounds kind of fucking gross, actually. Sorry. Just makes me sound like a cheap fucking whore. 12-hour shifts in... I did a 12-hour shift in my bed. Made $50. Tell me you're cheap without telling me you're cheap. But you know, at least I'm self-aware of my worth. I wish I could sleep for more than 8 hours. You know, maybe if we cuddle up real close, brother. I could get you to fall asleep for the 16-hour shifts I'm pulling in my bed. I wish I could wait, those are two like back-to-back messages that are actually the same. I wish I could regularly get up to 8 hours. But guy who sleeps really well didn't make a bunch of banger Spider-Man games. That's so fucking funny. The Sun in Black 2 has more voice acting than the entire Switch era of Pokemon games. You know, I'm scared that if they did add voice acting to modern day Pokemon games, it would be at a similar lacking effort to the games themselves. Like, if they don't have the time to make the graphics look better than Play-Doh and PlayStation 1 games, like, it's a combo of Silly Putty and the Sega Genesis. That's what those games look like. So, like, if they don't give a fuck about how the games look on Switch, they probably wouldn't care how the games sound on Switch. And you'd probably get the worst voice acting ever. Like, it would either sound one of two ways. It would sound like how the first season of Squid Games was dubbed. I don't know if y'all ever heard that. Hold up. We'll play it for a second. Let me open up on YouTube. Just like a brief snippet. We're going to play a brief clip of how the first season of Squid Game was dubbed. There's got to be a good compilation out there. Okay, yeah. Squid Game English dub be like compilation. Let me turn this up.
Player 324 eliminated.
I obviously can't fucking play it on stream or I'll get my shit taken down, but...
Dumbass got caught.
That bang. Did you hear that?
It's so bad. And it doesn't match up with what they're saying either. I know I can't play the video on stream, but like, the lips nowhere come near
Green light.
the fucking dub.
Red light.
Wait, this isn't even a compilation. This is just a 2-minute clip. Oh, it is a compilation. This first clip is just ass. Give me a fucking good clip. Just screaming. Just fucking screaming. I'm so sorry.
Eliminated.
Jump scare.
Oh, look at that. Forgot I had another one here. Not out yet.
Can you really do this alone? I need you.
Okay, I can't. It doesn't. I feel like it doesn't have the full effect if you guys can't see the video, but it's so bad. Anyway, so like if they tried to do a Pokemon game with dub, just with any voice acting, it's gonna sound like that bullshit, or it'll probably sound like the stereotypical TikTok accent. Like they'll probably hire voice actors off of TikTok because they can pay them cheap, and they'll just do it for the clout. Like you'll have fucking Ash appear on screen and be like, "Pikachu, I choose you." Oh no, they sent out Groudon. And what's that? A Lopunny? I'm turned on. Like, it's gonna fucking sound like shit. Did I already count these fucking shinies? I don't know. I don't know if I added these 4 to the counter or not. Anyways, I'm once again behind on the chat, just so I can make a stupid fucking joke. I love my little bits, you know? Problem is, I fall behind on everything. The shiny hunt, the chat. Oh, the song. I honestly thought that's what you meant, but I still read your chat message normally the first way, because I wasn't sure. But that makes more sense, you think. I normally sleep for 6 or 7 hours max. Must have been really tired last night. You know what? That's what you deserve. You deserve a good 12-hour restful sleep. Anyone in this chat deserves that. You know, we could maybe turn this into a sleeping stream. Don't know how I would do that with this fucking setup. But I've actually thought about it before. I was like half joking, but I've thought about it in the future, especially once I have the house and a stream room. I've heavily considered doing like marathons or like a 24-hour stream. And I could easily set up like a makeshift bed on stream. Or, you know, we have that bumper car that I posted pictures about and talked about. And I could probably sleep in a bumper car. It would be uncomfortable as shit, but it'd be funny. Just sleeping in a bumper car on stream. It would be funny as fuck. I don't know. That's definitely something I'm kind of saving for the future, planning out in the future, is like how I would do a 24-hour stream or a marathon stream. Because no way my ass is staying up for 24 hours. Alright, I could do that shit in college. I pulled all-nighters all the time, especially during finals week. But now that I'm 27, I cannot do an all-nighter. I'll start to slowly fade away towards like hour 19, 20. I could be standing up at work. And I used to try to do this at my old job and fuck me over. I would be like at work and I could feel myself like falling asleep. Thankfully, I've stopped doing that since, and especially since I got my new job, I actually take that job very seriously. But like, holy shit, no, I can't do all-nighters anymore. Bad news bears. Neither grandma's doing so hot, and I'm all out of grandpas. I'm so sorry to hear that, brother. $12 for $50 is less than minimum wage. That's not just cheap. It's a violation of federal labor law. Okay, true, but the things I'm doing at night, the $50 you're spending for 12 hours with me isn't gonna fly under the federal labor law either, bro. Like, it's a tongue twister to say it, but it's true. You know? I'll make you feel things your wife hasn't made you feel. I'll make you feel things your college fling never made you feel. Alright? And that's why it's a little less than minimum wage. Because I get a bit out of it too. Imagine a future where prostitution is governed under federal law. I mean, technically we live in that future right now. Just stop by Vegas, swing by a brothel, and see how federally protected that fucking business is. Holy shit. Actually, if you're paying someone for sleeping, you don't have to pay as much. I don't know what the full set of rules are, but I'm pretty sure the gray area, the government doesn't enforce minimum wage. Oh wait, we're actually being serious. Holy shit. I thought you were continuing the joke, but that's just true. No, that is true. But I think it makes sense, because like, you're not working. You're at work, but you're not working. So I don't necessarily disagree with that. I don't know if, you know. It depends on how much you're getting paid, I guess. Because if it's like little to nothing, then that's kind of absurd. It's definitely just being paid for me time. My work has sleep overnight shifts. Yeah, again, I think it depends how much you get paid. That would determine whether or not I think it's good, it's valid, or you're getting scammed. To be fair, there'd be exactly one voice actor that's super into it and does a good job. I guess you're right. The same way that, like, in the modern Pokemon games, most of the music feels really uninspired, but then they'll have, like, one or two songs that are just the greatest bangers to ever exist on this corporeal realm that we live in. Like, it's crazy. And those songs, coincidentally, are usually the ones that have Toby Fox as a feature. And that's not me being a Toby Fox, like, glazer, though I will glaze that man happily. And that's not me being, like, a cringy Undertale fan kid. Like, I'm not just fangirling. I used to. Back in the day. Like, when the game first came out. Then the community got a little weird. And there's way too much Rule 34. So... yeah, that's something I've tried to separate and distance myself from. But yeah. Yes, the bumper car. I know, it makes me so mad that I can't show the bumper car on stream, but also that's kind of just a fact of life. Like, there's nothing I can do about that. Like, I straight up own a real bumper car right now. It's sitting in my garage. I paid $500 for it. It's not some, like, knockoff thing. Not some, like, fucking IKEA cardboard, like, pre-built package. I didn't get it off Temu. I have a real working bumper car. And I want to use it as decoration for my stream. But there's nowhere in this room I could put it. Like, it just wouldn't work. And also I don't have the space either. Nor do I have the camera set up for it. Like, this is like a $40, $50 webcam. It looks fine for the price. This is $14, which is why it looks like shit. Like, I don't have the camera set up. I don't have the space. I mean, it's pretty obvious that I'm lacking room when I have a fucking treadmill behind me. For those of you who don't know, this is a literal treadmill that my wife and I have in our room. Like, I'm streaming from my bedroom. Bed over there, dressers just out of frame, treadmill. I have jammed my computer setup into the corner so it fits. But, like, yeah, I don't have the space for a fucking bumper car in this room, sadly. However, once we move out and I have my own streaming room, because that's the plan. Like, that's also the benefit of not having kids. I'd really recommend trying it. You know, I really recommend safe sex. Because without having kids, my wife and I plan to get a house with 3 bedrooms. That's all we need. Not even bedrooms, just 3 rooms. One will be our bedroom. One's going to be a library for my wife. And one's a streaming room. And just like that, we have our perfect house. Both of us are happy. And in my streaming room, I plan to have the bumper car as decoration and also as, like, furniture. Like, if someone wants to sit in the bumper car while gaming, they can. Or if I want to, I can. And I want to have a couple other things in the streaming room. I know we talked about it a couple live streams ago, so if you were there, apologies that I'm going on this rant again. But I want to have 3 corners of the room dedicated to 3 different things. One corner of the room is going to be my PC setup, where I'll stream PC games. Another corner of the room is going to be a TV setup, where I will stream console games. There'll probably be like a couch, and the bumper car setup is furniture for me to sit in, and I can play console games on the TV while streaming that TV. And then the third corner of the room is going to be a green screen room. The floor is going to be green, the walls will be draped in like a green cloth, and we can maybe do some VR shit in that corner of the room. I don't know if I clicked. Oh, I did. Cool. So yeah, that's the plan. Permanent fixture, bumper car cam. That would be very cool. Or if I want to pull like a Hassan, I could have a permanent like dog bed camera and put my wife and I's dog on the bed. And then if they ever move, just shock the shit out of them. Like Pikachu, Thunderbolt. Super effective against Kaya. Sorry. I know it's been like 2 months, but I refuse to let up. I refuse to stop making Kaya jokes. Because 1, fuck Hassan. And 2, forever fuck Hassan. And 3, I don't know, I love dogs too much to ever let it go. Like, I think it's crazy how some of his fan base were like, I mean, guys, it's not that bad. And you know, at least he stands for what's right and what's woke. So, it's okay he shocked the shit out of his dog. What the fuck? I don't care what the fuck your political opinions are. Whether it's Hassan or like XQC. Those are the two political extremes of the streaming world, by the way. Like, in real life, you got like Kamala and Trump. In the streaming world, it's like Hassan and XQC. Fucking crazy comparison, by the way. They're like the crackhead fucking coked out version of Kamala and Trump. But like, I don't care what your political opinion is. If you can justify someone shocking the shit out of their dog because they're my comfort streamer and they say things I agree with, you're a fucking terrible person. You probably shouldn't own animals. I wouldn't want you around mine. I mean, I already wouldn't want you to be around me because you fucking watch Hassan. But, like, I definitely wouldn't want you around my dog. Start building up static electricity by rubbing your socks on the fucking carpet. Just to give him a little shock. Insane. These people are insane. And I'm also insane. But at least I don't fucking abuse dogs. So, I got that going for me. I think that's a one-up. A plus. Right. Like, yeah, no, it's fucking insane. And I will not stop. I don't care if the joke has been dead for 2 months. It'll be 3 years from now. And I'll probably still be making Hassan jokes. Room tour. I would do a room tour right now. But one, I actually don't think I could. This camera that's on me is being currently stretched to the max, which sounds so bad out of context. Terrible, terrible way to word that. No, so the cord is literally completely taut, and I don't think could move at all right now. It barely reaches from here to my PC. And then it's kind of the same with this one, but this camera also sucks. Like, you can't even really see what's going on these fucking consoles. But yeah. The other reason I definitely wouldn't do a room tour right now is my room's a fucking mess. My wife and I currently have minimum 20 empty water bottles on top of our dresser right now. Because our room is so far away from the front door, and therefore going outside to take the recycling out, that instead of walking across the house, which isn't that far, but instead of walking the recycling across the house, we just kind of leave it on our dresser until we run out of spots to put empty water bottles, and then we're forced to take the recycling out. I also have a really bad habit. This is yet another reason why I wouldn't show you my stream setup right now. And why I wouldn't show you my room. We'll save the room tour for when I actually get a house. I have a really bad habit of not really doing my laundry, at least not conventionally. So when I do my laundry, once again, I realize that's another thing that could be taken terribly out of context. I don't do my laundry. No. So I'll do laundry, but then leave the clean clothes in a hamper. But because my hamper is being used for clean clothes, my dirty clothes just kind of form a pile on the floor, which I'm too embarrassed to show off on stream, you know? Not really trying to expose myself that way. I mean, I guess technically I just exposed myself by saying it out loud. But, like, there's a difference between exposing myself verbally and exposing myself physically. If I expose myself physically, I get banned on stream. Oh, shit. You know, as much as I would love to turn a bumper car to my desk chair, I don't think it would work because it's far too short. I'd almost have to put the bumper car on, like, stilts. Tilts? I don't fucking know what I'm saying, bro. I should have gone to bed after work. No, I'd have to put the bumper car on, like, stilts. Now, something I have considered that would be really cool is buying another piece of furniture for my gaming room that would be very similar to the bumper car, in that it would be amusement park themed. And what I would like to buy is a ski lift chair, because you know how like most bumper... Oh my god, I'm so sorry guys. I should have gone to bed. I can't fucking speak in a straight line. Maybe I should stop pointing it out. Maybe if I point it out, it's just going to get worse. It also keeps interrupting the flow of the conversation. So, apologies again. I'll try to stop cutting myself off every time I fucking mess up my speech. What the fuck is this song? What is going on? My intention tonight was to just kind of casually listen to the Pokemon Black and White 2 soundtrack. I forgot how much crazy shit is on this soundtrack. What is happening? Anyways, what I was saying is I currently own a bumper car, and I plan to use that as furniture in my stream room. I would also like to buy a ski lift chair, because a lot of amusement parks have ski lifts. And also I just think it'd be so cool, because I could try to like hang it from the ceiling. And it would probably be the perfect height, if you think about it, because it has that very long kind of pole that it uses as support and attaches to the, you know, ski lift normally. Then that pole comes down, and you'll have the chair at usually chest height. So if I get a ski lift chair and hang it from the roof, I could low-key use that as the chair for my, like, computer setup. Have the bumper car as a chair for the, you know, TV, and a ski lift chair for the computer setup. You need to make a wireless ski lift. Yeah, just have it floating in the room. I guess I could use magnets. It'd be like a really upscaled version of, like, you know those magnetic decorations that were really popular a while ago? I feel like they were like in every like teenager or like gamer's room. They were really popular with like young kids and also gamers, where you'd have like the platform, which is a magnet, and then some sort of memorabilia floating above the magnet, because there's also another magnet attached to it. So like, I'll think of an example that y'all might have seen. There was a Pokeball version of one, where it was a Pokeball floating in air because it was sitting atop a magnet that caused it to just kind of sit 2 inches above the magnet, and it looked like it was floating in the middle of the air. So I could really try to upscale that and make myself a floating gaming chair. But that's a little far out of my budget. You know, I could barely afford a bumper car. Floating chair doesn't sound like something that I could do in my tax bracket. Your feed is based on your interests. I never saw any Undertale Rule 34 in my feed, so what are you searching up, Caleb? Don't worry about it, first off. Why are we asking questions like that? I thought we were just having a fun, chill, casual stream. Just shiny hunting. But also, I don't know if I fully believe that theory. It's not a theory, it's true. But I don't know if I fully believe that your feed or your algorithm is based off your interests, because I have 2 very prominent current examples that disprove that. But maybe it's just instead proving how bad some of the algorithms have gotten lately, how bad social media is at actually figuring out what you're interested in and what you want to watch. So I used to believe that like my For You page on TikTok was really catered to me. But lately it's just been so boring. And also, it'll glitch out all the time. Where, like, there was one week straight, a full 7-day calendar week, where my TikTok For You page just was giving me constant videos in Portuguese. I've never watched any videos in Portuguese. There's no creators I follow that are Portuguese. And it's not like I accidentally changed my account to being set in Portuguese, or like, it's not like I changed my language on TikTok to Portuguese. Like, just a week straight, TikTok thought, yeah, this man went from fully Caucasian American to Portuguese. What are we doing? Wolf XP is my favorite Portuguese streamer. Oh shoot, I'm behind by 1. 4252. Yeah, so no clue what the heck's going on there. But then another reason I don't fully believe that your feed is based off your interests is because pretty much every time I log on Twitter, I just see porn on the For You page. And, you know, maybe that's just Twitter. Maybe that's just Twitter's algorithm. But I know it's not mine. Alright? Because, first off, I'm not looking up Twitter porn. Like, I am a married adult man. I'm not using Twitter for porn. Okay? There are other websites for that. Why would I use Twitter for porn? That's like extra steps. I could just go to a website that's dedicated to porn. Twitter's like an inconvenient middleman that oftentimes has things censored out. So, like, what the fuck are we doing? So I can confidently say that I don't use Twitter for porn, but Twitter is constantly just giving me porn, and it's kind of ruined Twitter for me because, like I said, I can't open the app in public spaces. It's fucking insane. I'm sitting at a PC again. Wait, Zach, you have a PC again? That means we have to play games again. I hope you know this. There's no choice. We will be playing games again. Twitter algorithm's kind of broken. I was kind of hoping you'd get a shiny while talking about Twitter porn. Yeah, just ruin the clip. That would be really funny, I'm not gonna lie. I love this music, bro. Such a bump. Bump? Bop? Yeah, close enough. Of course, baby. The Twitter algorithm only shows me wholesome and joy-inducing content. Well, I know that's a lie, because there's no wholesome and joy-inducing content on Twitter. Twitter might be one of the angriest, most negative social medias I've ever seen. Like, dude. The only place I can think of that's more miserable than Twitter is Reddit. But that's been a fact for a while. That just comes with the terms of service, dog. Like, I love Reddit. I think Reddit's hilarious. But I do not participate in Reddit. I read Reddit. Never once have I posted on Reddit. Because again, it is so miserable, and some of the people on there are just obnoxiously unhappy, and they feel the need to spread that disease as far as possible. Or they're just degenerates. But there are really fucking funny subreddits. And some Reddit threads are like the highlight of my day. I just refuse to participate. Bad news again. This room is incredibly warm. I'm in a closet. Do you have your PC set up in a closet? Listen, okay, I'm an honest person. Alright? You brought up the Undertale Rule 34 again in the chat. I'm an honest person, alright? I might not be looking up porn on Twitter, okay? And I say that truthfully. That's why I'm annoyed that Twitter keeps giving me porn in my For You page. Okay? Because it's not my fault. I don't look up Twitter porn. Undertale Rule 34, on the other hand, that might be a little bit my fault, okay? I can admit that. I might have brought that into my own life. May have been a little bit of manifesting. I have co-opted the walk-in closet as my little office. Okay, but like, how much of a walk-in closet is it, you know? I need you to paint me a picture so I can truly visualize how much space we're working with this office. Now, if the stuff Twitter was supplying was quality, that'd be different. My room is cold because I have my air conditioning in my window still. It's really heavy, so I'm just gonna leave it in the window all winter. Okay, as someone who is also very lazy, I can't judge you, but I can say, as a forewarning, that is a terrible idea. That is an absolutely terrible idea. Why is it a bad idea? Because you're going to lose so much heat through that air conditioner. I just put a plastic cover on it. I mean, I guess, but it's... I don't know. I don't live with you, obviously. Or maybe it's not obvious. Maybe that's a surprise. Maybe this is news to you and me. I don't live with you. But like most in-window air conditioning units aren't set up in such a way where you can just block out the transfer of heat or cold. Especially because most of them don't fit perfectly wide in the window, so you gotta add those little spacers on the sides. And like, you're gonna lose a lot of heat through there, which is gonna ramp up your electricity bill, while the house has to constantly keep heating up to accommodate and make up for all of that lost heat that's going out the window. I'm just saying, I think it's probably gonna hurt your electricity bill. That's why it's not a good idea, mostly. And also, because I'm just a really paranoid person, I don't like keeping an AC unit in my window for long periods of time, especially over the winter, because bugs love to go to warm places. And what's more warm than your bedroom? And I don't say this out of just paranoia. Growing up, my cousin's house got infected with centipedes, and they were coming through the AC unit. And I remember one time I went over to spend the night at my cousin's, and during the day everything was normal. You know, they told me they had centipedes, but I didn't really see any, and therefore didn't really think much about it. But then in the middle of the night, I woke up and had to go to the bathroom, and I was sleeping on the couch, and I get off the couch, and I'm not lying to you, the living room was literally like infested with centipedes. To walk to the bathroom, it was like walking through a minefield, so I didn't step on centipedes. And I should have known better, because I'm well aware that bugs are intelligent enough creatures to kind of avoid human interaction. At least a lot of them are. Like, I don't know if y'all know this, but there are probably 10 times the number of spiders in your house than you think there are. Because spiders are so intelligent that they will only come out at times where humans aren't home, oftentimes at night. And they'll only go into spaces that are very often not traveled by humans. So like if you got a closet in your house that you just use for storage and you don't really ever open that closet, probably a lot of spiders in there. So I should have known when my cousin told me that his house was infested with centipedes, and then I didn't see any centipedes during the daytime, that they were probably going to all emerge at night. And it grossed me the fuck out. Like, I struggled to go back to sleep on that couch. I don't even remember if I did. I think I might have went up to my cousin's bedroom and crawled into bed with him, because I was like in middle school. So like we were past the age where, you know, we would sleep in the same bed. Like I said, we were in middle school. So like it was embarrassing. It was cringy to sleep in the same bed as your cousin who's the same gender as you. Like, we're not doing that. I like girls. But no, I'm pretty sure actually I went back upstairs and slept in his bed because I didn't want to go back to sleep out in the living room with like 100 centipedes. So that's another reason I'm just very paranoid about not having an AC unit, and why I would advise you not to have an AC unit. But again, I'm more speaking from anxiety, not trying to fearmonger. We don't live together? I'm surprised by this information. I removed the spacers and put in foam insulation. That's better. That's definitely better. Also, apparently, my brother Zach has sent me a diagram on Discord. Dog, what the fuck is this diagram? You wrote captions? Oh wait, did I never turn this on? Awkward. You wrote little descriptors, but I can't read what half of this shit says. It looks like this straight up looks like a fucking different language. It looks like Cyrillic. It looks like hieroglyphics. Hold up. Let me get to the point where we're done with this opening cutscene. Okay. I'm not trying to necessarily put you on blast, but I'm putting you on blast a little bit, and also because I don't know how else to explain this to the chat. There's no way to explain this to the chat other than with a visual representation. What the fuck does this say? I just sketched something on my phone for you real quick. I wrote above, I don't know, like 5 feet. And on the side, I don't know, like 7 feet. This one kind of just looks like I like feet. It looks like you wrote, I like feet. I did forget that second E. What the fuck is going on? I mean, it looks actually kind of spacious, though. Like, for a closet setup, that looks pretty nice. But I don't like that you're admitting your sexual perversion to me in this comment. Setup, cool. I like feet, not cool. I'm sorry. Okay, first of all... if there's anything I don't like, it's feet. God forbid a man have a hobby. You know, you're so right, chat. I shouldn't be judgmental. This is coming from the guy that had Undertale Rule 34 on his fucking algorithm. I'm in no place to judge. 5 fat. He has 5 fat feet in that closet. God actually did forbid me from having a hobby, but I'm a horrible listener. Jesus Christ. 5 Fat Feet sound like the really, really niche title of like a Pornhub video. It kind of gives off the same vibes as actually Ram Ranch. Like, it'd probably have the same intro. 5 fat feet in the closet. 5 naked feet in the closet. Looking to get licked and sucked. What's bad is I know way too much of the Ram Ranch intro. I know enough of that script that I could just make my own little parody about feet to it. And I don't think that's a proud thing I should admit. That's not something I should be happy about. And yet I do feel a little bit of pride. I've never seen a centipede in that area. I think I already read that chat message, but good for you. I'm jealous. If you actually see a house centipede or a spider in your house, you've got some pretty good eating in your home. I think I understand what you mean by that, Zach, but are you saying that's a good thing or a bad thing, though? I can't tell. I know what you mean. Like, I'm glad that the spiders are eating other bugs in my house. I only kill a spider if I absolutely have to. And by that I mean, it crawls on me. Like, the other day, I had a spider on my wall while I was streaming, and I didn't kill it. But then a couple weeks ago, I was sleeping, and very rarely do I ever wake up to something like this, but I felt something on my eye, like on my eyelid while my eyes were closed. And thankfully I didn't just fucking immediately open my eye, have a spider sitting on my fucking cornea. But in my like sleeper delusion, just kind of tried to wipe it away, and I felt it start crawling in my hand. That spider got killed. That spider got murdered. But otherwise, I try not to kill spiders. I don't remember if I increased the counter for these 4, so we're just not going to. I don't want to cheat. I keep getting distracted this stream. I also feel like I'm doing a terrible job at keeping an accurate count this stream. Apologies. Once again, I'm just blaming it on the fact that I worked a 10-hour shift today, so anything I do wrong ever actually would be blamed on the fact that I had to work today. Sorry. Oh no, crashed your car into a family of 4? Sorry, had to work today. Oh man, that mom's never gonna see her kids again because I T-boned her husband picking him up from school. Sorry, I had to work today. It's not my fault. That's okay. I'm also not too upset about the fact that I'm keeping a terrible count, because I'm pretty sure I've skipped more of these resets than I've actually done. And I'd rather it be that way. Like, I'd rather the count be at 4288, now 4292. I'd rather that be the number on screen, and it be lower than the actual number, than the actual number being 4292. But the number on screen is something crazy, like 4320. Yeah. I think that's the far better of those two extremes. Plus, I do have that one chatter who isn't in the chat today, so I don't know if they'll message me later, but they always message me a report when they are in the stream, at the end of the stream, of all the mistakes I made. I genuinely have one chatter who will message me on Discord after the stream and be like, hey, you forgot to increase the counter 20, or you increased the counter 4 times more than you should have. This is what the number should be on stream. And I think that's so fucking funny. Anyways, yeah, I shouldn't rely on that chatter to correct all my mistakes, but it is very convenient that they are correcting a lot of my mistakes. It's also insane that they do that. Like, that they're paying attention and they're keeping track that much. They're paying attention more to the shiny hunt than I am. Shout out Random Girl for that, by the way. I don't think I've said who it was yet. I realized I didn't think I actually said the chatter. I was just keeping them anonymous, you know? Five fat feet sound like the beginning of a tongue twister. Also sound like the beginning of a really shitty fucking Mother Goose rhyme. To clarify, it's good that they're there, specifically with house centipedes. If you see them in a room you go in regularly or brightly lit often, they're there because you have a lot of bugs in that area. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I normally don't kill centipedes because they don't ever bother me. Like I said, I'll kill a spider if it gets on my body. If it touches me, dead. But like, otherwise I usually try to let them be. I don't kill centipedes because I've never seen a centipede ever come close to me. I think I've only seen a centipede in my own house twice. And both times, it coincidentally was very fitting to the story I told earlier. It was like middle of the night, I was getting up for a late night stack, or maybe I just stayed up too late. And like, I'll go out into the kitchen or the living room at like 2 a.m. and there's a centipede there. I don't kill them, but I do move them outside. I will take like a plate, let it crawl onto the plate, and then take it outside, because why get the fuck out of my house. But based off your chat message, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should let them stay in the house, kill bugs. It's just, I don't want them there. I don't want them in the house. Mistake report number 1. You forgot to finish your Ram Ranch feet parody by memory. You know, I could have probably kept going, but I started getting self-conscious and also thought about the fact that maybe I shouldn't create my own Ram Ranch parody on live stream. And maybe that's not something I want on the internet forever. I began to kind of have a moment of self-reflection. I'm doubling down on my opinion of that like 6 times over now that I know who it is. The opinion of I hate it so much, but I appreciate it so much. Yeah. I don't kill them, I just curse their lineage. Yeah. This music's so good, by the way. It really makes me miss the old, like, retro Pokemon games. And you know what? We will be playing some of them soon. I mean, we're playing this one right now, but we can't actually start the Let's Play. We can't start the shiny-only playthrough challenge until I fucking get a shiny starter. So technically, we will be playing an old, retro Pokemon game soon. Just the start date for that Let's Play is kind of undetermined. It's up to chance, fully. Yeah, I don't know, man. I have a very weird, like, fear of some bugs, but then not others. Like spiders, for example. I am terrified of spiders. But I think jumping spiders are the cutest things ever. It's like the one exception. And I can't really explain it. Like, for a very brief period of time, I had a jumping spider pet. And by that I mean there was just a jumping spider that would come around for like a week and it was almost like nice, almost domesticated. Like the spider would jump on me and just kind of hang out on my arm for a little bit and then leave. It was weird. I don't know. I've never felt a bond with an animal like that before that at least wasn't a dog or something obvious that can actually bond with a human. I feel like this jumping spider would just come around for a week and then I never saw it again. Yeah, I don't know. I can't explain it. Like, some bugs I absolutely hate, and it's kill on sight, whereas other ones I think are really cool. Like, roly-polies as well. Those are cool. Love me a good roly-poly. Doing a bit of research on house centipedes so I don't give bad data. How long are the ones you've seen? I don't know, bro. It's been a while since I've seen one. Like, okay, let me finish this reset, and then I'll give you a physical kind of description. So the ones I've seen are not that big. They're probably only like a couple inches in length. But they are very fat. Very fat, round bodies, short legs. What time is it? Start those two systems and then check. I have the hiccups. 7:56. Oh, we're fucked. We're cooked, boys. Wait, how is it 7:56? I must have started the stream so late. Damn. Though, these shiny streams kind of always start later than I expect and later than I want, because it takes so long to get everything set up and to get everything into frame and to position my tripod just right. I guess I shouldn't be surprised how late it is. I'm just tired, you know? I want to sleep as soon as possible. Basically right after the stream is over. I'm still undecided as to what I want to stream tomorrow. I don't know. It really depends. I want to go back to playing more Stardew Valley. But I also really want to kind of focus on and grind this shiny hunt. Because I can't even start playing the game until I get the shiny. And also, I need to get the shiny soon. Because I want to start playing the other game soon. Like, I'm just thinking about it constantly. The fact that in order for me to catch my second shiny, I need to not only progress game number 1, the game that has the shiny, further, but I need to progress 3 other games and play 3 other games as well. And the second shiny I'm catching isn't until like halfway through the game. So that means I need to play 4 games to the halfway point. That's a fuck ton of time. That's a lot of grinding just off camera. So I don't know, bro. Like, it makes me nervous, and this is kind of like the perfect time of year for me to do that, because I'll have a lot of time where I'm just like kind of hanging out with family, like around Thanksgiving or Christmas. And what better could I do with my time Thanksgiving night after we've eaten a beautiful, scrumptious meal and everyone's kind of slowly falling asleep with a food coma? What better would I do with that time than play 4 versions of Fire Red and Leaf Green at once so I can progress all of them to the halfway point in the game? Spoiler alert, the arcade corner. progress all of the games to the arcade corner. Like, there's no better time for me to play 4 video games at once than during the holiday season. Which is why I'm really trying to get this shiny as soon as possible. But again, it's out of my control entirely. I don't know. My mindset is the more I play, the more I grind, and the more we shiny hunt, the higher likelihood it is we'll find a shiny. I mean, that's just obvious, you know. That's just statistics, baby. If I stream the shiny hunt 10 times in the next 10 days versus 1 time in the next 10 days, I'm more likely to find the shiny in those 10 days if I stream 10 times. Crazy thought. But like, yeah, I don't know. There's also the thought that I have sometimes where it's not a guarantee. I could find it the next stream, or I could go 20 streams in a row and never find it. And I don't want to necessarily stream it the next 20 streams in a row, because then I would be abandoning my Stardew Valley playthrough and things like that. So I don't know. I'm very torn. On one hand, I really, really just want to grind out the shiny hunt. But on the other hand, I also want to play games like Stardew Valley. And the other secret series we're going to be starting soon. It's really not that crazy. It's not like we're doing anything, you know, out of the box or mind-blowing. I just am keeping it a secret which Let's Play we're doing next, which game we're going to be starting next, because I think it's fun. I think it's fun to have some secrets, okay? And it builds up the excitement for the next playthrough we're doing. Like I said when you first started, I'd be down to help when you do get to that point. And that's very sweet of you. I would potentially take you up on that offer. Because I'll be playing one of the games. My wife will be playing another. And then obviously the game with the shiny on it, I'm going to play as well. But the 4th game, the only one I haven't mentioned yet in that equation, I don't know what I'm doing for that game. No clue. Have you considered outsourcing? It's so funny you said that immediately after my dearest brother's message in the chat. My dearest brother, Brandon. But I have considered outsourcing. I mean, I've already convinced my wife to play one of them. And that's what we love. We love women in STEM. I support women in STEM here, which is why I will be forcing my wife to play a Pokemon game. She will be doing one of these 4 playthroughs. Because again, I support women. Now you might say, well, Caleb, that's not very feminist of you. You're not supporting her right to choice. But of course I am. She might be forced to play the game, but she can choose between Fire Red and Leaf Green. She can choose what starter she picks. I'm all for a women's choice. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. That's what I'm known for online. I'm the guy who supports women's choice. Right? That's how that works, right? Have you tried using the same shiny hunting tactic that Dream used in his Minecraft speedruns? Lying, RNG manipulation, and editing the game files. I should do that, honestly. We'd get the shiny immediately. We'd get the shiny just about as quick as he got fucking ender pearls from his piglin trades. Holy shit, that scared me.
Gonna prime and run, but hope you have a good stream.
Thank you, Insane Rainbow Flakes. It's so wonderful to see you. We gotta play Fortnite again soon. I've been on a Fortnite Ballistic kind of binge lately. And I know you don't really play Ballistic, but I'll meet you halfway. And we can play, like, OG Fortnite. 0 build. We do, yeah, 100%. That's right. It's funny because now that I'm trying to get back into YouTube, there's some content that I want to make specifically for YouTube. Like, obviously, a lot of my YouTube content are probably just going to be Twitch streams edited down. But there is, like, one YouTube video I want to make that I can't really live stream. And I might hit you up about it, because I think it'd be fun to do with, like, another person. Or at least one other person, if not more. It's also specifically in Fortnite, if that wasn't already obvious. I support supporting women's choice. That sounds so backhanded, Zach. It's fucking hilarious. Like, I support the idea of women. I support supporting women. But remove one of those supports and I'm out, dog. I support the idea of women. I'm down for anything. Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely hit you up soon. Like I said, I just need to actually get back to uploading to YouTube first. We posted one video recently. My first video in, like, the last 3 years. But I need to commit to it, you know? I don't want it to be another 3-year-long break. So I'm trying to actually plan some things out right now. I've been scripting out my next video, which has been fun. Mostly because I just like writing. I've been doing it during my downtime at work, and I don't have a lot of downtime at work, but like on my break or very little time that I do have at work to myself, I've been scripting out the next video. It's been a lot of fun. Only the idea, though. It's a nice concept. I will say one thing I'm doing very well this stream, okay? I know the stream's been a little rough. It's been a little all over the place. Like I said earlier, it's kind of an anthology. Good luck following. If you wanted a nice, concise narrative, tough luck, bud. But the one thing I have done well this game, the stream, same thing, is actually paying attention to the shinies. Last time we streamed this, we did like a 5-ish hour stream, and I was constantly turning off the devices without even really paying attention. It's not like I wasn't looking at the Charmanders at all. Like, I wasn't just blindly turning the games on and off. Alright? I'm not that dumb. But I guess what I was doing, to kind of put it in better wording, is I'd like look at the screens and turn them off. Just quickly look down and then look away. Whereas what I should be doing, and what I'm doing a really good job of today, is looking at each screen individually. And I'm also looking specifically for the shiny icon that'll appear in the top right of the screen. Last stream, I caught myself kind of not doing that, and just going through the motions. This stream, I'm doing a really good job of that. Like, my commentary might be all over the place, and I might be moving at a pretty slow pace. I feel like we are not where we should be for an hour and 40 minutes of streaming. The fact that we've only done 252 resets, because we started the stream at 4,100, and we're now only at 352. So yeah, 252 more in an hour and 45 minutes is embarrassing. I'm moving very slow, but I know for a fact I didn't potentially miss a shiny today. I can't exactly say that for the last stream. I don't think we missed one, and I think the chat would have maybe been able to tell. I know this is a $14 webcam, so it's a little difficult for you guys to see the shiny, but the last stream had a lot of people in it, so I think if I did miss the shiny, someone would have said something. Someone would have noticed. But there's a chance, because I was barely paying attention last stream. My back hurts, bro. Maybe I gotta, like, sit back. Give me a second. Maybe we gotta kind of lean back, relax. Fun little imagination game. The story of this Pokemon game is really confusing. I think people who haven't been watching since the first stream will have no idea what's going on. All the plot twists so far. Yeah, honestly, if you guys haven't been watching from the first shiny hunting stream, you might be better off just not watching, you know? You're gonna be too lost, and I don't have the time to explain everything that you've missed in the story, like who all the characters are, the plot points. It's a lot. Okay. We're getting the shiny right here. So once we get the shiny, you'll be kind of caught up. Like, you might not understand what's going on in Season 1, but once we get the shiny, you can kind of jump into Season 2 and at least have some sort of footing. It won't be the best starting point, but it's better than, you know, trying to go back and watch all the streams you missed. Like, if I'm gonna recommend starting at any point after this stream, it would be when we get the shiny, which coincidentally is this stream, actually. And it's really cool that we found the shiny today. Unlucky. Okay. Speaking of content I want to make with people, I still gotta talk to you about either stream or YouTube video, maybe both, that I want to do with you, Zach. I hinted about it the last time we talked in person. And I told you I would give you more information in the future. However, I don't want to spoil it on stream. This is another thing I want to keep a secret for the future. So, we'll talk about it later. Whenever we can get in a Discord call, honestly. It's actually a Basement Boys revival. Give me one sec. Sorry, I can feel that cough coming from a mile away. If y'all don't know what Basement Boys is, if you didn't get the joke, which I don't blame you if you did, because probably no one in the chat knows what Basement Boys is except for Zach and I. It was a podcast we had when we lived in the same apartment together. We called it Basement Boys because we recorded it in the basement of our apartment, which also coincidentally was where Zach had his room set up. And we actually had like our own podcast studio we created in a section of the basement with like decorations in the background, soundproofing on the walls, though the soundproofing almost never stayed on the walls. It would always constantly fall off of the walls. Towards those last couple episodes, the soundproofing on the walls was just missing in a lot of places. It looked so patchy. It looked like a modern art installation. And we also like had a TV in the background that we were going to use for graphics. But instead, I thought it would be funnier and kind of like, I don't know, a cool inside, not even inside joke, just like a video within a video type of idea. And what we instead used the TV for, instead of using it for graphics, I recorded a Minecraft Let's Play from scratch in vanilla. Just playing Minecraft and trying to beat the game. And put that on the TV. It was almost like Subway Surfers in the background before Subway Surfers in the background was a thing. Because in the background of all of our podcasts was just a Minecraft Let's Play. So not only did you get to follow, like, the podcast, but you also got to follow your own little, you know, gaming series. It gave you two things to watch, two things to care about. But anyways, yeah, Zach and I had this podcast called Basement Boys. And it sadly kind of died when we moved out of that apartment and no longer lived together because we couldn't really record the podcast anymore. But also, like a lot of people who start podcasts, they probably deserve to die. Like, I think it's really, really cool to be a podcaster nowadays, and a lot of people want to be a podcaster, but not many people are actually good at podcasting. It's maybe one of the most oversaturated mediums out there right now, or at least one of the most oversaturated kind of like genres of video and audio creation. Because there's so many podcast creators, but so few of them who are actually good and entertaining enough to deserve being watched or listened to for an hour. And I can fully admit, we probably weren't above the curve in that genre. I don't think we were bad. I think there were some really funny bits. There were still some really funny moments on the podcast. And we had, like, some reoccurring segments and bits we did, like reading Google reviews of certain places, like reading just chaotic, out-of-pocket Google reviews of, like, a local McDonald's. Like, that was a funny kind of gimmick and segment we did a couple times. And we had, like I said, the Minecraft footage in the background that I recorded before each episode. And yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of things that I think made us above average, but we weren't cream of the crop when it came to podcasts, and therefore I'm not too upset, you know? Like, sure, I'm sad we don't do the podcast anymore, but we moved out. We don't live together anymore. Like, the podcast was good enough that I'm sad it doesn't exist anymore, but it wasn't good enough that, like, I would have really put in a ton of effort to keep it going after we moved out and no longer lived together and had easy access to record the podcast together. I think that's a really good way of explaining it. Yeah, that's like the perfect description. Good enough that I was sad, not good enough that I wanted to keep doing it when it became practically impossible to do it. You did a podcast? Yeah, and you were there. I don't know why I said that like the end of Wizard of Oz when Dorothy's waking up from her fucking dream. And she's looking around, she's like, and you were there, and you were there, and you were there too. Like, that's basically the tone of voice I just used. Yeah, Zach, and you were in my podcast too. And so was Sonic Generation Fan 456. And so was all of the characters from 5 Fat Feet, my favorite show. My favorite video on Brazzers.com. There's gonna be a mid-season recap, right? Yeah. We could do a mid-season recap of the Shiny Hunt. Like, we're 12 episodes into season 1. Still no Shiny. At this point, we gotta be at least 50 hours in, right? I don't know, it depends. I could do the math. Because if you think about it, like, on average, 500 resets usually take us about 2.5 hours. And I know usually the stream is 3 hours for 500 resets, but you gotta factor in the intro, the outro, and also usually a couple minutes of me just like talking and not playing the game. So I'll say, on average, 500 resets is about 2.5 hours of gameplay. And we will have finished 4,500 resets by the end of today's stream. So that's just 2.5 times 9, which is 20... No, I guess it's nowhere near 50. 2.5 times 9 is fucking 20... 22 and a half, right? Yeah, that's right. 22 and a half. So we've done about a full day's worth of shiny hunting. That's almost embarrassing to admit. I've almost dedicated an entire full day, almost 24 hours of my life, to shiny hunting this Charmander. Oh god. That's a bit of a yikes. I'm vibing with this song. This music is so good right now. I'm vibing, I'm bopping. No way they're playing this right now. This might be one of the greatest final boss songs from any video game ever. Not just Pokemon. Any video game. And this is technically like a remix, so it's not as good as the original. I love the original, but this is still a fucking bop. This one's almost too upbeat and like happy. The original song actually strikes fear into my heart. It just sounds menacing, terrifying. I think at the very least, it's the best final boss music from like the Game Boy era. When the music on those older games was kind of simplistic and, you know, it was admittedly held back by the hardware, but it was not great. A lot of Game Boy music was not great. But I think this battle music is the best on the Game Boy era, and it might also be the best on the DS era, because the version of this song on the DS also goes crazy hard. Though I guess technically this is also a version on the DS. Just not the one I'm thinking of. Yeah. Roommate ejected, imposter sus. Give me 1 second. Now I want to listen to the original. Pokemon Crystal Red battle theme. Okay, like, I'm aware this is from the Game Boy, so it sounds nowhere near as good as the music in modern games. But if you think about it in the context of it being on the Game Boy, this is like the hardest soundtrack to ever come from the original Game Boy. That's so loud. Holy shit. That is so loud. No, yeah, this is like the hardest song to ever come out of the original black and white Game Boy. Where was I? It's so good. And then they take it up a notch in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And it just goes crazy hard in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I don't know, man. I'm very much so appreciative of a lot of music that came out on like the Game Boy. Because, again, while most of it is middling, and a lot of it is bad as well. Like, much of the Game Boy music is of its time. We'll say that. The songs that did emerge from the Game Boy as pure gems, diamonds in the rough, are so beautiful. This song is perfect. I think of another, actually, this reminds me of another final boss song from the Game Boy era that I think is amazing. And it's the final boss from Final Fantasy III. Final Fantasy III. Final boss theme. again, keep in context that this is from the Game Boy. So it's not going to sound as crazy as modern music. I know I keep repeating that, but I don't want people to, view it negatively because it is old. Oh no, this is the remaster. Holy shit. That's from the PC game. Give me the original, please. Is this the original? Yeah, holy shit. Love this song. It's just so good. I have a lot of nostalgic love for the Game Boy, though, so I'm biased, admittedly. Hi, Abby. It's nice to see you're home. Yeah, sorry, I started the stream a little later than I wanted to, and also, I've been very slow with the shiny hunt today, so I should be done soon. We can hang out. Okay. Okay, fine. Go watch the football game. Yeah. That's okay. Like I said, I only need to do 100 more resets before I'm done for the night. What? 100. Yeah, the dog is weird, bro. He's a weird dog. Something wrong with that dog. Anyways, let me put the regular music back on. Apologies, I got a little distracted from listening to specifically Final Boss music. Yeah, you are red there. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, back to the regular playlist. Wait, did I never turn these Game Boys on? What am I doing? Something's wrong with me. My brother, let's play 24/7 Nuketown on the new COD. It's gonna be fun. We then proceed to get wrecked into next year. You know what that made me think of, though? And this isn't the YouTube idea I originally had for us to do, but it's kind of a fun bonus idea I just had. And I don't know how my brain thought of this or how my brain equated these two things, but you said 24/7 Nuketown. And it made me think of all those like 24-hour challenges on YouTube. Like, it was a really big trend for a while. Either like going to a place for 24 hours or doing a challenge in 24 hours. Another example that kind of comes to my mind were the people who were doing the Waffle House challenge a while back, where you had to go to a Waffle House challenge and you had to stay at the Waffle House oh my god, I can't speak. You had to stay at a Waffle House for technically 24 hours, but for every one waffle you ate, it subtracted an hour off of your timer. And I think because I thought of those videos, and because those videos were the ones to pop in my mind first, it made me think of like the gaming equivalent to it. Like we could do the 24-hour challenge in Fortnite, but for every like victory royale we get, it knocks 1 hour off the timer. Or for every like kill we get, it knocks 1 minute off the timer. I don't know which of those would be more realistic and less painful to do. Wait, you can just eat 24 waffles and leave? Easy peasy. Okay, it could be easy. And some YouTubers made it easy by like going in a group. And like each person in the group ate like 6 waffles and they dipped. But I also watched some YouTubers do it where they would all like, so there's one guy I watched specifically, his name's Sam Reed. And he actually makes really good food content on YouTube. And I say that specifically because a lot of food YouTubers are so cringe. And they're cringe in a couple ways. One, they'll go out in public and just record other people who aren't in their video. Like I'll see YouTubers who will go to like a McDonald's and set up this fucking like camera on a tripod with a studio light, and they'll just be people in the background of McDonald's trying to enjoy a meal, or like the workers in the background just trying to fucking do your job. And instead of being able to do their job, they got this annoying ass YouTuber sticking a camera in their face. That annoys me. I find that very cringy. But I also find some food YouTubers cringy because they try to over sensationalize everything. I was watching this video last night while I was eating dinner because, I'll be honest, I love watching food videos while eating. I don't watch food videos like any other time of the day, but if I'm eating dinner, I'll sit down and like put on like a food video. God dang it, this Game Boy didn't work again. So I was watching this video last night, and it was basically titled Trying Expensive Buffets in Vegas. Alright, so the concept of the video, you would think, from the title, is going to different expensive buffets in Vegas. And then the video starts, and the first buffet he goes to is $25. And he's complaining about the fact that, like, the food tastes bland, and the ice cream machine doesn't work. Meanwhile, the food looked perfectly fine, especially for a $25 buffet. Like, $25 is relatively cheap for some buffets. And this motherfucker is complaining about how bad it is. And then, by the end of the video, he's at a buffet that you have to pay, like, over $100 to get into. And he's like, wow, this is the greatest buffet ever. They got crab legs and salmon. Okay. And where's my $100? How the fuck am I gonna afford rent? Like, you're glazing an expensive buffet because it's expensive while shit-talking a buffet that's $20. Which also, the video was titled Going to Expensive Buffets. $20 is not an expensive buffet. Like, it just felt like he purposefully went to a cheap buffet to talk shit on it and to kind of create some very surface level bland content. And then I do think it's surface level. I think it's bland because it almost like caters to children in a way that, like, oh, $20 buffet, bad. No ice cream machine, bad. This buffet, bad. $100 buffet, good. Crab legs, good. Like, it's so fucking surface level. Ugh, it made me mad. And yeah, no, normally if I'm like watching a video and it annoys me, I'll turn it off, but I watch the rest of that video just to hate watch. Genuinely. Cuz like, I'm a grown adult, alright? I can make my own choices. And therefore, if I have a YouTube video that I'm watching that isn't good, I'll just make the cognitive choice to turn it off. But there's a special kind of YouTube video that's so bad, I have to hate watch it. And that video is one of them. I was genuinely just hate watching. Anyways, I don't even remember how we got on this topic. I really don't know how we got here, bro. What am I talking about? Oh, yeah, so I was talking about how I watch food videos. And I was specifically talking about how there's YouTubers who have done the Waffle House challenge, where they go to Waffle House, you gotta eat 24 waffles, and for one waffle you eat is 1 hour you can leave earlier. And you think it would be easy, but like this YouTuber I watch, Sam Reed, who is one of the few good food YouTubers, he did the challenge with some of his friends, and one of his buddies ended up staying at the Waffle House for like almost 12 hours. And if you think about it, like, 24 waffles is a fuck ton. So I almost can't blame the guy who had to stay there for 12 hours because he could only eat 12 waffles. I still think I could do better, but I don't think I could eat 24. I really don't think it's that easy. maybe for you though. Maybe if you're confident in yourself, I think you could do it, Zach. I think you could make it maybe easy. But like, I love food. But I think another thing that I've just lost the ability to do as I get older, similar to pulling an all-nighter, which we talked about earlier, I think the older I get, the more and more impossible it is for me to pull an all-nighter. The older I get, it's also more and more impossible for me to like stuff my face and completely engorge myself. And I love to eat. I love food. I do not eat very healthy. But I do think about it like in almost a way of comparison. I'll think about back when I was in like high school and I could go to a buffet and put down like 5-6 plates of food. And now as an adult, I'll go to a buffet and I barely can stomach a third plate of food. And I think it's just because I'm getting older. I'm losing my skills. I'm out of my prime, you know? Sorry, I was in a game, but I do like the 24-hour Fortnite challenge for sure. I think that could be fun. 100% could be fun. I'm built different. My needs are special. My needs are special. Oh my god. His money, up. His vibe, up. His outfit, up. His chromosomes, up. Everything about him is on the rise. Sorry. It's so fucking unserious too when I'm making these dumbass jokes while playing 4 games at once. Like, it's such a stupid, it's so silly. This stream is so fucking stupid. Oh my god. Oh shit, I realized the counter is off. I got 4436 on this counter, 4432 on the screen. I think this one's correct. But honestly, I think we're below the count. Because there's been a couple times tonight where I have not increased the number on screen, and I haven't clicked the clicker. So while the number on screen says 4436, I think we're probably a little higher than that. We're probably at like 4450, give or take. Anyways. Playing 4 Game Boy games at a time is very AST special interest. My special interest is Game Boy games and Undertale Rule 34. We've established that tonight. That's commonplace. Everyone knows that about me. Oh, man. Hey, on this reset, we'll be at the, you know, kind of fun number of 4444. Yeah, I said that right. I doubted myself for a second and thought that maybe I said one too many 4s. But no, 4444. It'd be really cool if we could get a shiny right now. It'd make this moment even more special. Not only are we hitting the number 4444, but getting a shiny as well. It would just be the cherry on top. God damn it. Okay, unlucky. Unlucky, brothers. Yeah, like I said, I don't really know what I'm going to stream tomorrow. It could be Pokemon, it could be Stardew. Maybe we grind a little bit more in the shiny hunt. Maybe I go plant some corn in Stardew Valley. I'm torn. I think I'll decide based off how my haircut goes tomorrow. Because I want to get a haircut tomorrow morning, assuming I don't sleep in too late. And I might sleep in too late. I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. We'll do a hair reveal tomorrow, maybe. But, like, if I do go get my haircut tomorrow, I'll maybe just ask the lady cutting my hair, Pokemon or Stardew? She'll probably have no clue what I'm talking about. I'll have to, like, phrase the question in a less suspicious way. Choose a number between 1 and 2. No, that sounds somehow more suspicious, actually. Oh boy. If we get the shiny tonight, I won't have to make that decision. I can just stream Stardew while I start grinding some of these games off camera. That would be perfect, actually. You know, that sounds just perfect. Let's do that, actually. Let's get the shiny tonight in these last 62 resets. And then we just don't have to worry about tomorrow's stream because we won't have to play this game. We can play Stardew instead. We don't have to decide between the two. We don't have to have that internal conflict. I can just play Stardew. It'll be so chill. Yeah. Unlucky. To your hairstylist? Fuck, marry, kill. Pikachu, Shane from Stardew, or John Balder. I feel like that's an easy fuck, marry, kill now that I'm doing it in my brain. You gotta kill the Pokemon. Because you can't fuck a Pokemon. That's illegal. And I wouldn't want to marry a Pokemon because I want to marry someone that I can actually love. Someone that I could presumably fuck as well. You know, you can almost double dip on the fucking. You can't do that with a Pokemon. So, kill the Pokemon. Sorry, Pikachu. Also, I don't really care though, Pikachu. Alright. He's overhyped. He's too popular for his own good. He's got an ego about it, you know? Way too overhyped. Not hated enough. And then... oh, man. Shane from Stardew does have a really good character arc. He starts off as like a miserable piece of shit. And he's mean. But he eventually becomes really sweet. But I don't know if that's worth it. You know? Like... I know the book talk girlies out there love a good, you know, a good enemies to lovers story. But I don't, you know? Maybe I just want to marry someone who I love the entire time. Alright? Call me crazy, but I'm just trying to marry someone who I enjoy to be around 24/7. Not trying to go from a hater to a lover, you know? Why would I want to love my enemy? That sounds insane. So, I don't know if it's worth it to marry Shane. It's not worth my time. We fuck Shane. Marry John Balder. Plus, then he can do spells on it. Sorry. He's from the hit game Baldur's Gate, where he says his catchphrase, "Every Baldur has its gate." You can really tell the Pika's got more smug over the years. Exactly! Like, and you know, he never really was humble either. I was gonna say, you know, he's gotten less humble over the years, but like, there was never humility. He came out of that Pokeball and immediately zapped the shit out of Ash. because he felt like Ash wasn't a worthy trainer. Meanwhile, I think the entire time Pikachu just wasn't a worthy Pokemon. He wasn't a worthy party member. Like, he's always been so arrogant. Thinks he's a pretty boy. And I'm sick of it. We're killing that fucking Pikachu. 100%. Oh, sorry, I just smacked the shit. Absolutely smacked my hand on that tripod. My bad, boys. Alright. We're almost done. We have 36 left to go. So 9 resets. Not bad. It would be oh so cool if I could get a shiny before the end of the stream. It'd be so fitting too, you know? Ending the stream on a shiny, that's just perfect. It sounds like it's meant to be. We'll see here. I still have a lot of optimism, I'll say that. Maybe ignorant optimism, but it's optimism nonetheless. Definitely getting tired though. My work schedule's catching up to me. Yeah, you know, the whole reason I'm doing this stream, by the way, is because I didn't stream Pokemon on Tuesday. I streamed on Tuesday, but I scheduled myself to stream Pokemon. And instead, some of my friends from my old job asked me to play Counter-Strike with them, which I did. But then they all got offline after an hour. I was expecting to play for well more than an hour. I mean, it was still fun to hang out with them. The game was not as fun as I would have liked it to be. However, that's just partially due, in part, to how insanely good the enemies were. Like, my friend group and I are all pretty either middling or low in rank. Like, one of my friends, for example, is the lowest rank in the game. And the enemies we were facing just felt like such high ranks in comparison. I refuse to believe, especially in the first game. Actually, no, in both games. First game, they were definitely smurfing. In the second game, we knew for sure one dude was smurfing because he had less than 20 hours in the game. And he was like a god amongst men. He was a savant when it comes to Counter-Strike. But we did get some good clips, and it was, like I said, nice to talk with some of my old friends again. So I don't regret playing Counter-Strike. I'm just kind of bummed out we only streamed it for an hour, and then everyone got offline. But, on the bright side, we did kind of make the best of it. We went and played Minecraft. We played a lot of different minigames now I think about it. We must have played, like, at least 10, 15 different minigames of Minecraft. I had a lot of fun playing the Mario Kart minigame in Minecraft. I already forget what it was called. I think it was called like Hyper Racers or something. That was a lot of fun. But we were just hopping from minigame to minigame. It was kind of cool though. It gave me some ideas for like future live streams we can do and future minigames we can play. It also made me think of like a challenge stream we could do in the future, which is beating X number of Minecraft minigames in one stream. For example, like we could do beating 25 different Minecraft minigames in one live stream. But I almost feel like that's too easy, and it wouldn't take that long. Like if I'm doing a challenge live stream, I want it to have some substance to it. You know, I want it to be at least several hours. So we could do beating 50 Minecraft minigames in one stream. But I don't know if there's 50 Minecraft minigames that I could play right now. Like, I can't think of 50 off the top of my head. However, when I was kind of thinking about this and planning out the stream a little bit, just doing like a rough outline of how the stream would work, one way we could hit 50 minigames is if we bend the rules a little bit. For example, we could play Hunger Games in solo and duos and count it as 2 different minigames. Or we could play Bed Wars in solo, duo, and squads and count that as 3 minigames. And just like that, we're up to 5, but only 2 actual minigames. If we do it that way, I think I could come up with 50 minigames we could play in Minecraft. But again, it'll be a little tricky. I think that would be a fun stream, though. And it would be edited down really well for an entertaining YouTube video. It'd be really easy to turn into a good video. 50 Minecraft minigames in one live stream. The difficult part, honestly, might just be winning all 50. But I'm pretty confident in some minigames, like Hunger Games, for example. I'm near 100% confident I could get that first try in solo. And playing duos, even if I'm by myself, probably only take me 1 or 2 tries. But other minigames like Bed Wars, I'm not that knowledgeable in. Like, I know how to PvP, and I know how to go break other people's beds, but I'm not very smart when it comes to defending my own base and using the resources efficiently in Bed Wars. So Bed Wars is a minigame that I don't feel super proficient in. I don't know. And again, if we really wanted to expand it, we could also go the route of like playing duels as a minigame. And if you want to expand it even further, we could count like bow and arrow duels as a different minigame than UHC duels, or, you know, like the kind of stereotypical no debuff duels. I don't like no debuff, but it's another option. So I don't know, I've been planning it out. I've been kind of doing an outline on a Word document of like what 50 minigames we could play, and that might be a challenge stream we do in the future. I think it can work. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Like I said, just the idea, 50 minigames in Minecraft, and beating all 50 in one live stream it's fun, and I'd be down. How many resets we have left? Oh, only 2. Dang. This stream has kind of flown by, I'll be honest. Okay. Oh, no way. This Game Boy glitched out again. I'm losing it, bro. This Game Boy is gonna piss me off. You know what would make me feel better, though? Is if you give me a shiny. Right here. Right now. Because none of these 3 are. Darn. No, I'm just pissed. Instead, I'm just pissed. Okay. Last reset of the stream, boys, and then we're heading out for the night. I appreciate everyone that showed up today. We actually had a lot of people in the chat for a shiny hunting stream, which is kind of nice. It's much appreciated. Y'all are too sweet to me. The odds of us getting a shiny last reset are next to none, but it would be the craziest thing that has ever happened in my lifetime. Well, maybe not as crazy as the time I got a shiny first ever attempt. Got a shiny off one reset. That was also pretty crazy. But that was also in the newer Pokemon games where the shiny odds are way easier as well. But still, kind of crazy. Okay. Last 4 shinies. Just kidding. 0 shinies. Alright. Well, it was a fun stream. We made it to 4,500. And we're going to stop there. I will either be back with more Pokemon tomorrow, or we're going to play Stardew Valley. It's truly going to depend on, honestly, like, how I'm feeling, what I eat for breakfast, what dreams I have tonight. I'll make up my mind sometime tomorrow morning. Either way, though, I'll see y'all tomorrow with another stream. I appreciate everyone who showed up for this stream. Y'all mean a lot to me. And, yeah, thank you for hanging out. It's a fun conversation. I'm going to go pass out because I am so tired after working today. Like I said, see y'all tomorrow. What the fuck is this song? We're skipping this. There's no way I'm ending the stream on that. Peace out, boys. Good night.